that. The Yankees, I thought, were in pretty good shape coming into the. I mean, I knew that our pitching bullpen was a problem. Yeah, that feels great, doesn't it? Though, I mean, especially if so, it was a little bit like that where you weren't like Arizona was pretty flat coming into the probably past the All-Star gate or around July, and then takes off. I mean, when things come together like that, it's a thing of beauty. It's a thing of beauty. Um, it's the best feeling when you play this game and it comes together. Of course, you give yourself all the credit then, and when you're going bad, it's like, oh well, there's something wrong with the game, and my players, I don't understand this, and all that good stuff. But we had let's see, I think we kind of had that. Yeah. So I mean, look, here we go. We were playing kind of just ho hum. 20 and 10 is pretty good though. 17 and 13. Well, in April we were under 500. But then we had a tremendous August. We were 23 and 8, and I thought this team, despite poor pitching at times, was going to be pretty good for the playoffs. But the last two have not gone well. The other thing, I kind of goofed up. I don't know where I set this, but the World Series, there are no days off, and it is in basketball playoff style with 2-2-1-1-1, not 2-3-2. So, yeah, no, I 23 and 8 is pretty cool. That's a pretty good run for me. I think I had a better one at some point, but not much, of course. It was kind of similar to the 23 and 20 and 3, but it wasn't that good. It was I think I had 5 losses or something like that. My problem here in this game is Reynoso. Let's see. So we've got a little problem that we won't have rest, which really isn't as big a deal with these teams as it would be with the Marlins because of the heavy bullpen use. With this, I've got enough pitching. It's just that it's no good. And speaking of that, we've got the wildly erratic Fitzpeterson pitching this game. We're back at home, so I want to use the left-hander against, even though they don't do that well against. I don't have a choice but to use left-handers, and the Giants kill them. So I wanted to put them at least in Yankee Stadium, where the home runs by the right-handers are not completely nullified, but at least taken down a little bit. And standing. Oh yeah, actually, I'm going to sit down though. I try to do that sometimes to get some. A little. It might. I hear that it's some exercise, and it does feel like it. So it keeps you. Let me move down here, though. I might need to relax. I probably make people sick. I kind of bounce back and forth when I'm on my feet, and they're probably like, people are like, "What the hell are you doing? You're nauseating me." There we go. Let's see. The camera needs to be down here a little bit. I put my. I really like the setup of. I have my monitor on a arm, and my I don't really have a desk that I sit at. I have an arm that I put out that has the keyboard pad on it and stuff. I did that because I have a tendency to be messy, and I didn't want to have a desk that I could put stuff on. The trouble is that I end up putting it on the windowsill over here and every place else, and so I don't really. It doesn't. It forces me to be a little bit neater, but maybe not neat enough. So anyway, here we have Fitzpeterson, and there's some talent there. And he won the Cy Young in '67, which was just last year, if you're counting. 22-8 with a 2.72. This year, 14-12 with a 4.12. Some of that is this changing offensive environment, which the offense is a little bit higher this year, but a lot of that's not. He's been just not as good. But this is going to be his chance for redemption. Like we said about Orlando Cepeda, he did not have that good a year for the Giants, and then he drove in 6 runs in Game 2, which that will erase a lot of memories of the fans. Let's look at that game. That was unfortunate, 11-5. Our bullpen gave up 10 runs in the total in the 7th and 8th. 6th, 7th, and 8th, we gave up 11 runs. Before that, we were actually leading the game. So that was a falling apart. The game before that was anybody's game, and we had a chance to win it, and we blew it. This one is, this one we were going to lose this, but the game 1 was the game we needed to steal from the Giants on the road. So, this is the third time we've played the Giants in the World Series. We beat them in 64 or 65. 64. Well, I can't remember if it was 64 or 65. Anyway, we beat them 4 straight. We swept them. The next year we lost to them in 7. So this is kind of the third matchup. We'll see how this goes. Let's review our we're facing Reynoso, who's a lefty. Let's look at Reynoso. 31 starts, good whip, ERA plus of 1.25, 3 WAR, 17-6, 3.23. So he's had a good year. The one thing though, and his stuff's not bad against lefties either. So he could prove some problem for some of the lefties in our lineup. We'll play Fernandez, but I'm not going to take Nettles out, and I'm not going to take Altman out, and I'm not going to take Reggie out. I guess maybe Matty Alou, I'll play Roy White instead. We might do something. Fitzpeterson is a lefty he's a ground ball pitcher. I'm thinking that I might put Mantle in left since he's a ground ball pitcher and put Altman at first. Mantle can still his defense at first. He's a minus 11.8 zone there. Has 20 errors. I mean, that's just bad. I think, I played him in 2 games. I started him in left field. I think maybe he can do less. He's not going to get to a lot of balls, but he's not going to commit as many errors. So maybe that's the better place to hide him at this point. At least I think, I need Rivers. You're right. He's not in existence yet. I'm thinking about, my friend controls the Reds, and they have a center fielder, Vida Pinson, who's pretty good. I would like to get, or like Kurt Flood would be great, and then I could move Reggie out of center, because that's also another issue. My defense, I certainly have issues. There's just no doubt. But so Mickey Mantle, the offense is still all there. The defense is, we got to kind of hide him somewhere at this point. But every team kind of has that. It's not that unusual. Though they're not really hiding anybody, I don't think, the Giants. McCovey's not a bad center field. Cepeda's not the... Yeah, he doesn't make errors, but he's not a great left fielder. All right. let's get this baby underway. They say Jim Ray Hart's better than Mantle. Okay, here we are. My outfield defense is very suspect. They're leading off Alcaraz, which is kind of a break. He's not that offensively that. Cepeda was leading off last game and drove in 6, so maybe at least that is having the left-hander face him is enough to make throwing a lefty at least a little bit better. Here's McCovey batting second, lefty versus lefty. I like that matchup. Cool. We got a strikeout. Now begins the pain here potentially with Hart. And he hits that ball high to center field, fairly deep, but Reggie has it. And they go 1-2-3. Ed Charles facing Pedro Reynoso. And Reynoso deals, and Charles gets on. He is just it's been amazing, his career since he came to, I'm sure I've talked about this before, but Ed Charles was kind of just a pickup to play for. He was playing with Detroit, the Mets. He had, he was an okay. One year he hit 300, but most of the years he's in about 250. Solid defense, kind of okay. WAR of 2. And then we trade for him just to play third for a year, basically till Nettles got there, and he just explodes. He and this is age 34. He hits 329 last year, 387 on base percentage, 13 home runs, 37 doubles. This year's not been quite as good, but 319. I mean, 371. He's been a big player here for these 2 years. So it was a good pickup. Not one that I predicted would be great, but it's there. Let's see. Reynoso is a 70 hold, so I would like to steal or something like that, but I'm not going to be able to. I'll just hit away. I was just going to say that Roy White has a good eye, so you're hoping kind of maybe for a walk. Okay, and here we get our first nice confrontation of the game. We've got Mano up. He's hot. He's hitting 337. No home runs in the World Series yet. He's facing Reynoso, who is only a 45 movement. So even though it's to left field, we might have a chance here to have some fireworks. And he's going to hit that ball down the line, right down the line. That's going to be a double. That's going to score a run. And Mantle comes through. In fact, he's going to drive home too. That was not the most the spiffiest defense I've ever seen there by the Giants. Mantle, yes, gotta like it. 2 RBIs. He's got 4 for the series now. Up comes Reggie. They're both hitting 429 for the series now. Let's see if Reggie pounds one to left, but it looks like the left fielder's got it tracked. That's Cepeda, and he does. It was way out there though, and Mantle though has to stay at second. Here's George Altman, the other guy that has helped us maintain a good team into the late 60s, and he's going to drive in a run on a nice hit to right. And the Yankees here are showing that they're not done yet. They may be down 0-2, but they're home now, and they're seeking some revenge for what happened to them on the West Coast. That's going to be a pop out basically by Nettles. Here's Trish. Trish hits the ball to center, and Jim Hart makes the play. Okay, Peterson facing Orlando Cepeda. Cepeda is hitting 500, 1 home run, 7 RBIs. He's been an absolute nightmare. We're up by 3. Otherwise, I might be tempted to just pitch around him. That's going to be a pop out to Charles at second. My ad is about to start. So I tell you what, folks, I hate to break the action here, but I'd rather control it and tell you when it's happening than just let it happen. So we're going to go to ad. I'll be back in a minute and a half. See you soon. So, Brent, yeah, we're going to have to bludgeon them if we're going to win this series, I think, because our pitching just isn't good enough. Maybe Fritz will come up big. I don't know who I've got. I think I might have to start. Well, wait a minute. Timmerman's hot. I didn't even notice that. He might be starting, or maybe I'll start Veal the next game, depending on. Yeah, maybe Veal's going to pitch the next game. Pitching, I'm going to certainly try. I'm going to be really scouting for some pitching. The offense is besides maybe looking for a center fielder to move to move Jackson. I'm not going to be changing too much on the infield, I don't think. I mean, on the offensive side. Well, Munson's going to start at catcher. But yeah, pitching, I'm going to have to be doing some serious searching for. The trouble is, I don't know. I had to see what minor league players come up to see what trade. I gave up a lot of my spare parts to get Jackson, so I don't know how many I have now. It'll depend on some other guys coming up. Anyway, back from the ad, guys. We're on to the second inning here. We've got one out in the top of the second. Blefary is up, Kurt, and he was one of those pieces we actually traded, and he's a pretty good. He's turned into a pretty good player. So the cost there was a little steep here. If we want to look at him, he went to. It was just part of the deal, but this guy went to the Giants, and Barry Bonds went to the A's as part of the deal to get Jackson to New York. But as you can see, this guy in New York, he was playing. He had 28, 23, 101 RBIs the 1 year in 65. But then to begin 66, he was only hitting 226 with 12 home runs. Didn't seem like he wanted to play that much, and so I got rid of him, and he promptly turned back into the player he had been. Well, not quite. Well, yeah, this year he was basically the player he had been for me. So that's kind of sad. Okay, so Fritz facing Dietz. That's a 2-2 count. Hit deep to center. Reggie's on the move, and he makes the catch in left center. And the Giants are down. 1-2-3. We go to the bottom of the second. Frank Fernandez is up, full count. At least he worked that, and he got a walk, which is great. Now Fritz Peterson is up. We're going to bunt. Even though he's a decent hitting pitcher, I think the safest and best, smartest play here is to get the runner to second. So we have that. He makes it to second, and up comes Ed Charles again. And Ed's pretty good, but he flops to first. We managed to get the runner to third, but now we have 2 outs, so that's not quite as exciting. But Roy White is a good hitter, and but he's not here. He's going to pop it up with 2 outs, and we're not going to get that runner in. Okay, Alcaraz makes the play on the pop out at second base. Davenport is up. Fritz Peterson deals. Davenport has had a pretty good career at third base for the Giants. Here's Dick Grote, the ageless one at shortstop. He's like 38 and playing a great shortstop to this day, but he's not too much of a threat offensively. Well, speak of the devil, there he is, a threat offensively. He's on first. I imagine they're going to bunt here with Reynoso. And they miss at the first ball. And they get the second one down. And Fernandez pops out and throws out Reynoso at first. Okay, hey Brent. Take care. I'm sorry if I missed that. But we'll see. Hopefully you'll catch the end. Or I'll tell you how it went. At least. Okay, here's Fritz facing Alcaraz. And that's going to be popped out to center or left. I think Roy's got it. Yep, Reggie's backing him up, and Roy makes the catch. Okay, 3-0. Going to the bottom of the third. Mantle is up. And Mantle swings and hits the ball, ground ball to short. Grote makes the play. Up comes Reggie. Reggie's 0 for 1 today. Reggie hits the ball deep to right, but it's going to be in the corner, and Bleferi Clank catches it, unfortunately. Here comes Altman, and he walks. So far, Reynoso has walked 3, struck out none. He's not been pitching that well. 46 pitches, 3 hits, 3 walks, 3 runs. Nettles is up, runner on first, and Nettles hits the ball back up the middle, but Grote is all over that one and throws him out at first. Still 3-0. We go to the top of the fourth, and up comes Willie McCovey. Peterson, at this point, has thrown 40 pitches. He struck out 2 and given up a hit. He deals. McCovey grounds it back to him, and Peterson throws him out at first. Here's Jim Ray Hart. And Jim Ray hits the ball to center. Reggie plays it safe and picks it up. It's a single, and Hart is on first. This brings up Orlando Cepeda. And Orlando, of the 7 RBIs, is up, and he hits the ball to center, and it's going to float up for a can of corn there. Coming in is Reggie, and he makes the play. So, 2 outs. Sigh of relief by the Yankees. Peterson facing Bleferi. And he rips the ball to right, and that's going to be a single that lands in front of Altman. Altman. No. It's not Altman out there. It's Roy White. Sorry. A little confused. White doesn't usually play right field. Dietz is now up. They've got 2 outs, 2 on. Dietz is a pull hitter, so we're going to shift left. Let's check out the spray chart here just in case. I think we'll just do a weak shift. It doesn't look like he gets... that looks a little bit better to me. Let's go with that, with the spray chart. And we will pitch to Dietz. And he hits the ball high on the infield, and that's going to be caught by the Altman, who's going to catch it, the first baseman. So the Yankees keep the Giants in check for another inning. Trish will now be facing Reynoso. He deals, hits it to Grote. Grote slings it over, and that's an out. Up comes Frank Fernandez. Frank deals. 0-2, strikeout. Peterson now facing Reynoso. Oh, and he drives the ball by Dick Grote. He makes it to first. Charles is up with 2 outs. And Charles hits the ball sharply to center, and I don't think Jim Ray Hart's going to make that play. And now we've got 2 on with 2 out, and Roy White has come to the plate. Roy hits the ball sharply to the gap in right center. That's going to go all the way to the wall, and Roy's going to be driving in 2. Roy comes in with a double and a 2-run double, and the Yankees have gone up 5-0. Here's Mickey Mantle. Mantle's 1 for 2 today. Full count, and he struck him out. So that's the end of the inning. But the Yankees scored 2 more and are now up 5-0. Peterson is pitching well so far. 53 pitches, 4 innings pitched, 3 hits, 2 strikeouts. Facing Davenport. Davenport walks. Up comes Dick Grote. Maybe they'll bunt or they hit away, and the ball is flying out there to Reggie, and he makes the catch. That brings up the pitcher. I imagine we'll have a bunt action here. I don't know why I thought the 8th place batter would bunt in front of the pitcher, but that's what sometimes geniuses like me will think or say. He struck out. He couldn't get the bunt down. Alcaraz is up. Hits the ball to Trish, and Trish makes the play. Smooth sailing for the Yankees so far. 5-0 in the bottom of the 5th. Reggie Jackson is up. Reggie Jackson hits the ball to center, and Hart is racing in, and he makes the play in shallow left center. That brings up George Altman. George is the man, and George swings and misses that on a 2-2 count on a slider that goes way high and outside. It's right over there. Greg Nettles up. Greg is going to walk on a 3-1 count. That puts a runner on first with Trish out with 2 outs. Reynoso is now at 91 pitches, and Trish pops out to the shortstop Dick Grote. So we go to the top of the 6th. Peterson at 71 pitches, pitching an excellent game. Here's McCovey. And McCovey swings and misses. Strike 3 on a 2-2 curveball that dropped right out on the outside part of the plate. It was not a strike. Pardon me while I do a little maintenance here on my mouse. My mouse always seems to get kind of the pad it's on always seems to need to be wiped off a little bit. Here's Jim Ray Hart. Wow, you see those home runs out there on the spray chart here? I don't know if you probably can't see that. There's all these blue dots out there, which are the home runs. He's got quite a few to the left. Let's hope we can keep him in this ballpark, though, to left. That's going to be a ground out to Dick Grote. Tom Trish. Check that. Here's Orlando Cepeda, who we should worry about. 2 outs. We're going to pitch to him here. And he hits the ball to right center, and Reggie's going to run in front of White to make the play. It was shallow. So we go to the bottom of the 6th. Frank Fernandez is up, and that ball's hit sharply to center. Is that going to get over Jim Ray Hart's head? Yes, it does. You could kind of tell he did not have a good track on the ball, and that's going to go all the way to the wall. And Fernandez, the catcher, backup catcher at that, motors into second with a double, a leadoff double. Fritz Peterson is now up, and we will try to bunt on the first hit, though, pitch. But now I'm going to have to just let him swing away because Fritz can hit. And nope, he doesn't there. He pops out to a soft line out to Alcaraz. Here's Ed Charles. Let's see what Ed can do. He hits the ball to a gentle fly ball out to right field. Clank moves over and gets it. So now we go to Reynoso facing Roy White. The Yankees have not taken advantage of that leadoff double. And Grote makes a play on the ball and throws out Roy at first, and the Yankees do not score again. We go to the top of the 7th. Peterson is still out there, pitching well, 79 pitches. Feels like the best game he's pitched all year. And this ball is driven to Altman at first. He steps on the bag, makes the play. Dietz is now up. Peterson is on the mound, and 3-1 count, and he walks him. Not what we wanted. Okay, Davenport is up. Peterson is at 89 pitches, and this ball is hit hard to left, deep, and it's out of here. Jim Davenport comes up big with a 2-run homer in the top of the 7th. Okay, I guess that means that it's time to get up our ineffectual bullpen. I guess it's going to be Lindy McDaniel. Fritz is facing Grote, and the pitch, and that's hit to Nettles at first, and he throws him out at third. Nettles at third, and he throws him out at first. Reichert is the pinch hitter, journeyman kind of guy, utility guy, can play anywhere, decent eye, but here he's going to get a hit up the middle, so he's on first with 2 outs. 93 pitches by Peterson. Alcaraz is up. We're not really, we're going to let him pitch to him. 3-1 count, hits the ball high in the air, but it's going to be a gentle fly out to Jackson as Reggie moves in and makes the catch. Wes Stock is now in to pitch for the Giants. He's 2-0, 71 innings pitched, 64 hits, 7 home runs, 29 walks, 34 strikeouts, 3.64 ERA. He's had saves in his career, 39 of them. So he's a bullpen veteran. He's going to face Mantle. Mantle's 1 for 6 against him in his career. And Mantle strikes out. The text says that Dietz stole a strike that time. Let's look. It was right on the line, and oh no, it was over here 8. It was a called strike. Could have gone either way, though it was more out of the zone than probably into the zone. So Dietz probably did help. Usually Mantle gets those kind of calls his way. Anyway, here's Reggie. Reggie's never faced Stock. 2-strike count, and he hits the ball to first, and McCovey dishes to Stock, covering the bag, and he's out. Here's George Altman, Big George, and George hits the ball sharply to center, and that's flying back there towards the monuments, and it's among the monuments out there in center, and Altman makes it to second. I always wondered, that's the kind of thing I'd like to see what would happen in the show. I imagine you'd have to get it inside the park home run just about. I mean, if you hit to the monuments, it's 460 out there. And then the ball would be going among the monuments, and you'd have to run around them. When I was a kid, or not even a kid, I think probably into my teenage years, I thought they were buried out there. I thought, well, those aren't monuments, they're gravestones. I imagine a lot of people think that. Anyway, here's Nettles. And the ball is hit to left, and in comes Cepeda, and they make the play. So the Yankees can't get another run there to help them out. They're not adding on, and it's a 5-2 game going into the top of the 8th. McCovey is facing Peterson. This may or may not be his last batter. Depends on what he gets on, I guess. He deals, and McCovey hits it up the middle, and Trish holds on to the ball and is unable to throw him out. McCovey gets an infield hit. Usually you're hoping that Trish can make that kind of play. That's going to do it for Peterson. In comes Lindy McDaniel. Locker has not been as good in these situations in this series, I don't believe. Last time he was in, he gave up 3 runs on 2 hits and 1 walk. So he only recorded 1 out. Not what we needed. McDaniel had an erratic season. He had a 4.84 ERA. So we're really struggling here with pitching. Hart is the batter. the bench coach wants to play for an infield. For a double play. I don't think I'm going to do that. I'm just trying to get an out any way I can. So I'm going to play Trish in the hole instead, and hope we can have the ball hit to him there. And we do. And Trish makes the play, and we can't turn it. But we do get the one out. So that's what we wanted mostly, and we got it. McDaniel facing Orlando Cepeda. And this is, of course, a very dangerous batter. He's no longer hot, however. He's 0 for 3 today. But he has driven in 7 runs so far in the World Series. What do we want to do here? He's an extreme pull hitter. So I'm going to, once again, I'm more worried about the out than the... I'm going to do a regular shift left. And fly ball... Let's see, he does seem to hit the other way, but I'm not going to shift the outfield right. I'm going to go normal. And let's see if Lindy can get this out. In the pitch, and the ball's hit skied to right center, so it was a little more accurate what my bench coach wanted there. Reggie makes the play. It was hit high enough that it wasn't too much of a danger. Now they've got Blefary up. Blefary, I don't know. He's an extreme pull hitter too. We're going to go right shift on him. Let's see if McDaniel can keep this. Oh, that ball's out of here. So the former Yankee goes deep to left and makes this a 5-4 game. Oh, the pain. Oh, the pain. 372 feet. Do we want to look at that again? Let's look at this horror again. He serves up let's see what he served up to him. He served up, that was the 6th pitch, and it was a curveball. Yes. Now, this is a left-handed batter here, mind you. So he gave him a curveball on the inside part of the plate in Yankee Stadium. Would you say that's a dumb pitch? Yeah. I would imagine that's not where he wanted it. I mean, really? Right there, buddy? No, that's a crappy pitch. Okay, well, Bob Locker's ready. Am I angry enough at McDaniel to take him out? At this point, yeah, why not? These guys just at this point it's 6 of one, half dozen another in pain. Whether these guys are going to bother to pitch well or not, we just do not know. Let's see if Locker can get an out. He's facing Dietz. Hey, Hockey, how you doing? Rage, yes. Well, it's we did win. I guess you weren't here earlier. We won the Marlins are going on. They're advancing to the division series. So we're pretty happy about that. Versus, guess what? The Mets. Last year they were swept by the Mets 3-0. I'm guaranteeing you this year they're not going to be swept. The Mets are missing Ohtani, who's been injured most of the year, and Alvarez, the catcher, who has an 80 arm or 70 arm, he is out, and the backup catcher does not have as good an arm, and we are a stealing base machine. We stole 12 bases in one game, and so I'm going to run wild on the Mets. I'm going to run wild. It should be an interesting series. Here, the Yankees lost the first 2 games of the series in not a very good fashion. Especially Orlando Cepeda had 6 RBIs in Game 2. The Yankees could have won Game 1. We came here to Yankee Stadium. We were breezing through, as you see, 5-0 to the 7th. And then the mighty Yankee bullpen, which has sucked most of the year, has already given up 4 runs. So now it's just a question if they can survive one more inning, which I doubt. So I think we better score some more runs. I hope you're well today. I hope things are going well. That's a strikeout. Up comes Frank. Maybe I should... maybe we should pinch hit for Frank. We have a backup catcher. Let's bring out Alou. Try to get something started here. Who am I going to pitch in the ninth? I guess we'll get up Verbanik. Joe is going to get up. Okay. Alou's going to bat here as a pinch hitter. And he hits the ball up the middle. That's going to be a single. He is a hitting machine, Alou. Okay. We need to pinch hit for Locker. I don't know who I'm using as a bullpen guy, but I don't really care at this point since they're all crappy. What I mostly want is another run. We'll bring in Mercer to hit. Let's hope that Mercer can get something done here. Bobby is up, and Bobby hits the ball. Pop up to Cepeda in left. So nothing doing there. Ed Charles, who's had a pretty good, let's see, he's 2 for 4 today. We need him to do something. Let's see, maybe we could run for Alou. Let's bring in Jerry Kenny here to run for Alou. So if we do get a double, we don't have trouble scoring. Weststock, 55 hole. We could try to steal, but I think I'm going to let Charles hit away here. That's for the Marlins to do. And Charles gets a hit single up the middle, and that's going to take the runner to third. First and third, 2 outs. The Yankees do have a chance to add an insurance run. And Roy White, something crashed somewhere. The score is Roy White's 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs, so he has been performing well, and we can only hope that he has another hit in his bat, and he hits up the middle on an 0-2 count, and Dick Groat handles it in an easy fashion. Okay, so we need a catcher who will be Walter James. And we need a pitcher who's going to be Verbanik, who's not going to be good for many pitches, I don't think, because he's pretty tired. But at this point, what difference does it make, right? He did not, I repeat, did not have a good game last game. He came in for 1 inning, gave up 3 runs on 3 hits, a walk, a home run. He did strike out 1. So far in the series, his ERA is 16.2. I imagine he's going to get tired pretty quick. Anyway, here's Davenport, who has hit a home run today already. He is a normal hitter, so we'll play straight up. Oh, I think I need to... I guess I'm taking Mantle out of the game. I forgot about that. Yeah, I guess I am. I'm going to put Shetrone in... Wait a minute. Am I going to put Shetrone in his spot? Yes. And Mantle's out. Shetrone's going to play center. And Reggie's going to move to left. No. Reggie's going to move to right. And Roy's going to move to left. Okay, that makes our defense slightly better out there. Do we want to guard the lines? Yes, but I do not want to play deep. I'm going to play normal. An ad's going to start in 50-some seconds. I'm going to run it now and get that out of the way, and then we will have the excitement of seeing whether they win in the 9th. Be right back. See you guys soon. Ad. Oh, I can try to. I'll do that. Okay, I think we are back. You forgot about your big gulp. Well, that's no good. Did it go flat? You don't want your big gulp to go flat. That's really depressing. Okay, so here we are. This is do or die, basically. If we go down 0-3, we don't have much of a chance. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. I can put up... here's some graphic help with our... let's see. I don't know if FJ's around, but he likes and appreciates that. There we go. We've got Verbanik up there. He's got the $1 million. He's got the... Yeah, there's nothing like watery fruit punch. That always tastes really great. Verbanik has a brilliant smile there. So I'm hoping that he's smiling at the end of this game. Okay, here we go, folks. We will... well, I think... Am I ready for this yet? I'm not really ready for this, but I'm going to try to be ready. Okay, here we go. Against Davenport, who has a home run, and the leadoff pitch, and it's a single up the middle. Oh, Lord Jesus. Yeah, I know, they're perfect. I mean, for the sixth, I mean, it's incredible, isn't it? Okay, so they bring in a pinch hitter, Dave May. Okay, Dave May is a normal hitter. Outfield deep, guard lines at this point. No, we're not gonna play deep. We're gonna play normal. We can't afford another single. Come on, Verbanik. He bunts. Why didn't I think he was gonna bunt? I don't know. Anyway, we got him out. I should have thought about that. So they get the runner to second. That brings up Jesus Alou, another hitting machine. They have their own hitting machine. I've got Matty, and they've got Jesus. We'll let Verbanik pitch. He's only thrown 4 pitches, but you can see because he's tired, he's already to that point. Hopefully, he's going to get through 2 more batters, whether he likes it or not at this point, because then we'll bring in Downing to face McCovey if we get that far. I hope we don't. Alou is normal, so I don't think there's anything. I think we're set. Normal outfield, normal defense. There's no reason to pinch around him because I'm in no rush to get to McCovey, which then I would almost guarantee it unless we had a double play. So, yes, we will pitch to him. Verbonic, righty versus righty. And he hits the ball up to second, and Clark makes the play. They are going to pinch hit with DaCosta, who is lefty. Now the question becomes, do I bring in Al Downing, who was horrible also in the last game, but so is Verbonic, and Verbonic's now at 5 pitches and getting down here. Geez, I just don't know. I don't trust either one of them. Let me look at Al Downing. Al Downing, 2 walks, 2 hits last game. He couldn't even get an out. But before that, he pitched against Boston and pitched 2 innings without giving up anything. So, oh, good Lord. I think we will use we'll go lefty versus... No, we're going to go with Verbonic. He's our closer. He's going to finish this off. Yes. I'll go pitch by pitch just so I can drive myself completely up the wall. All right, first pitch. Ball 1. Second pitch. Swing and a miss. On a pitch on the corner. Sinker. Good pitch. 96 miles an hour. Ball 2. Where did that end up? Oh my goodness. It was basically the same exact spot, and he doesn't get the call. Okay. 2-1 count, and he floats it in for ball 3. Oh my goodness. Okay. 3-1 count. This guy is not... Even a guy... Okay, for the season, the guy hit 203. Ahead in the count, 375. So, it's such a big deal to get ahead in the count. And, of course, those balls were... Full count. 2 outs. Guy on third. Verbonic pitching. He strikes him out. Okay, that was a little nerve-wracking. .630. I think we can go for another game here if I can recover from that. It was a real easy game, and then it was not so easy. Lefebvre had 2 hits. He had that big home run that brought them within 1. Davenport had a 2-run homer. So they did manage to hit at least 1 homer to left field. Reynoso did not pitch that well, but Stock did. For us, Peterson was moving right along, pitched a good game. And then McDaniel didn't really do anything to help him there, giving up the home run. Verbonic did do well, 11 pitches. He will not be available tomorrow for sure, and then we don't have any days off, so we're going to have to be using some different guys there. Ed Charles had a great, nice game. 3 of 5, 2 runs scored. White had 2 RBIs. Mano had 2 RBIs. Altman had an RBI. The only guy who did not, Reggie, came up 0 on this game, 0 for 4. Trish was also 0 for 4. Peterson had a hit. So, we now are at 2-1. We'll finish today. If we look at the overall, as we see, it was 6-5 game 1, the Giants, 11-5 game 2, the Giants. Yankees win 5-4 game 3. For them, of course, Davenport is actually near 500 with 5 RBIs. So they've got an awful lot of Jim. And Lefebvre came up big with 4 RBIs total. McCovey's got 3. Orlando, though, didn't do much that game, but he's got 7. for us, Altman, 6 hits and 11 at bats, 5 RBIs, hitting .545. Ed Charles, 5 of 14. Mannels, 3 of 10 with 4 RBIs. Reggie is 3 of 11 with 1 home run. 1 RBI. I have no home runs in this series so far. We've gone 3 games and I have no home runs. Interesting. They have 4. Let's take down Verbanik from the... Okay. So, we will play the next game. Am I going to go with Timberman? That's kind of the my pitching staff. Let's see. Verbanik's not going to be able to pitch today. Locker's not going to be able to pitch much. The question is, do we go with Timmerman or maybe we should start Bob Veal, a lefty who has been pretty good. As kind of a surprise, a left-hander in Yankee Stadium may be the best choice. I think that we are going to do that. Bob Veal is going to start this game, and we'll move down. We'll move Timmerman. Timmerman may start in San Francisco. So I'm going to put him in emergency starter. Downing's middle relief. We may also want to start Friend there. So one of those two is going to end up starting in San Francisco. Maybe both. We'll see. So far, we'll have a game. Like I said, for some reason I didn't check it. We've got a series in San Francisco that the series is set up like a NBA series, so it's 2-2-1-1-1 with no days rest. I don't know how I got that, but that's what the playoff became. I guess I messed up. It makes it for somewhat interesting with the rest problems. It probably will lead to the more deeper team being the winner, which is kind of what you want. So I might actually continue that into the future. Okay, let's go at this. I am going to start Veal in Yankee Stadium. I want the lefty out there, so that's what we're going to do. Against Clayton. Clayton is 15-12, 4.61 ERA. He has not faced the Yankees, of course. Bob Veal is 4-0 with a 1.94. He was injured the whole year before, and almost all this season. 12-month injury, basically. His team released him, and I signed him. Ed Charles, he had been a former Cy Young for Pittsburgh, but the injury obviously took his talent down. Let's see, Veal is a neutral pitcher, so I'll move. I don't think there was a ball hit to him in left field last game. Yeah, the travel would never work, right? It would be absolutely insane. No one could ever pull it off. This is definitely a fantasy thing here, but I'm okay with that. I made the mistake. There's nothing to do about it. I went back to see if I could edit it, and I don't think you can once the playoffs have started. You can do it before the playoffs have started. You can edit, the playoffs. I've done that, and you can add a series or whatever else, but you can't do it once the playoffs start. So yeah, the travel would be insane. But these are young men; they can handle it. Except for Hoke, he can't handle it. Charles has been playing well. Maybe we'll play Matty Alou out there in right. I guess Mantle will move back to first. I think we're going to do that. And George will move to left. And we're going to play Walter James at catcher. Okay. Pretty much standard stuff here. We hope that we're going to have to... There's okay, with Verbanek not being able to pitch, Lindy McDowell already on yellow, so he's going to be good for an inning or two. Between Locker and he, we're probably going to get at most 2 innings. So I'm probably going to have to use Al Downing or Friend or Timmerman because Veal only has stamina of 45. He used to have 80, but the injury killed that. So yeah, I don't know. I think it'll be Friend maybe who comes in. Timmerman I probably want to start on the road. Okay. Just thinking ahead there. Here we go. Bob Veal versus Alcaraz. Veal does have problems with walks. Actually, this is a good point where FJ might have a point about pitching to contact. I'm going to pitch to contact because I'm not scared of him so much hitting it out. And I want to make sure that these innings that he gets some, some innings in here. And that ball's hit lightly, but Alou races in and makes the catch in short, shallow right field. Here's McCovey. I'm not going to pitch the contact with McCovey. And I guess he doesn't want to throw to him because he just walked him on 4 pitches. That brings up Ray Hart. Ray is a pull hitter, so we're going to shift left and normal outfield. And let's see what he does to him. And he walks him on a full count. That brings up Cepeda. We will shift left. No, not the outfield. We will shift the infield left. Oh, infield in. You can do infield in left? I didn't even know you could do that. Anyway, yeah, I guess I did. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. We'll shift left. And yeah, let's do that. And Veal, we'll go normal. Okay. Come on, Veal. Do not walk him too. Okay, good. 2 strike count. He pops it up on the infield. That's going to be caught by Veal. You don't see that too often. The catcher catches it. LaFerry is at the plate. This is lefty versus lefty. He can walk. Should I tell him to pitch the contact? I'm not going to. On the first pitch, actually, I'm going to go pitch by pitch. On the first pitch, I'm going to tell him to pitch the contact because I want him to get ahead in the count. Strike. Okay, he did get the strike. Now I'm just going to go normal. We're micro. Oh man, no. Wow, we used every inch of right field there. I think. The wind's blowing out the center at 7, so that was no help. That was almost a home run. Wow, that would have been deadly. So here we go on from there. Charles is facing Bittinger. Sorry, can't say it. Bittinger. And Bittinger Charles hits the left in front of Cepeda, so he's on. Bittinger is good at holding runners, 80, so there's nothing we're going to do there. However, I'm going to hit and run with Alou. He's good at that. And he hits the ball to second. That's going to get the runner to second with one out. And up comes Mantle, who's hot. And Mantle crushes the ball to center field, and that's at the base of the wall, hits it around 410 off the base of the wall. That's going to be a double, and that's going to be I'm pretty sure that Charles scored that. He did, and Mantle drives in the first run of the game. So we're in good shape. 1-0 in the first. Mantle comes through. Up comes Reggie with Mantle on second, and Reggie takes an outside pitch and pops it up kind of the center field. Nothing doing there. 2 outs. Mantle's still at second. Up comes Big George Altman. Big George, hitting over 500 in the series, rips the ball to second, and the second baseman, Alcaraz, cannot handle it. That's going to be an infield single. Runners in first and third. Nettles up with 2 outs. Nettles is hitting 273 for this series. Nettles walks on a 3-1 count. Up comes Tom Trish, bases loaded. Tom comes up with big hits sometimes. He's only got 2 hits in this series, 1 RBI, but during the regular season for a couple years now, he's hit well with runners in scoring position. Let's see if he can come through here. 2-2 count, he strikes out. So the Yankees got 1. They threatened for a lot more, but are going to have to settle for 1. Here's Dietz facing Veal, and he strikes out. Davenport is up. I'm going to, like I said, pitch to contact here again because I want him to go a little bit deeper in the game if we can. And against these players at the bottom of the lineup, like Dick Grote, we do not want to have walks. We want to make sure we throw strikes, make them hit. So that worked there. We'll now go to Walter James, who's up against Bittinger. And he hits the ball down the line. It gets past McCovey, gets into the corner, and Walter James motors into second. The catcher with a leadoff double. Bob Veal is up. He hit 188 on the season. So we're bunting with Bob. He's got a... Never quite figured this out, how you could have a great ability to bunt for hit at 60, but sacrifice only 35. Anyway, ball 1-1. And he gets the ball down, hits it past the pitcher. The pitcher throws over, and they have the out. But we get the sacrifice. James is now in third with 1 out. Charles is up. Hopefully we can get that. They're playing back. Charles walks. He's on first. 2 men on. Alou is up. We hit and run with Alou last time. I think this time we'll just hit away and hopefully get that run in. And he walks. Alou does not walk often, so that was unusual. Alou all season, he had one season where he walked 18 times in 366 plate appearances. So he's not a guy that particularly likes to walk. This year, in 380, what am I saying? This year, in 382 plate appearances, he's walked 5 times. So walking is real rare for him. Here's Mantle, 1 out, bases loaded. Could the Yankees ask for a better situation? No, they could not. Except if he gets a big hit. It's full count, and he walks him. He walks in a run. The Yankees are now up 2-0. 2-0, and up comes Reggie Jackson with the bases loaded. Will Reggie start to write his postseason heroics here. And he does not. Instead, he grounds into a double play. Well, that could have gone better. Could it not have? Okay, Bob Veal is facing Bittinger, and Bittinger is up, the pitcher. We're going to pitch the contact. And that ball is going to be ground out to Trish. So he takes care of that. We will pitch the contact to Alcaraz. And he hits the ball down the third base line. It's going to go all the way to the corner. And that's the first hit of the game, by the way, too, for the Giants. Alcaraz is on second. Willie McCovey's up. We will pitch normally to him. Lefty would like to get him out before Hart comes up. And he hits the ball to Trish. Trish corrals it and throws it on over to first. Runner still on second. Hart is up. Hart is a very dangerous hitter. He is still hot, even though he's only hit 182 for the series. We're going to pitch to him. We will move over to the left on a shift. Outfield will play normal. 2-1 count, and he rips it to left. That's going to drop in front of Altman, who's out there, and single's going to score a run. It's 2-1. Hart comes through. He's on first now with Orlando Cepeda up. Orlando's hitting .333 for the series, 1 home run and 7 RBIs. Veal still looks like he's feeling pretty good with 49 pitches. Let's go talk to him and see what he says there's no worries. So, okay. I hope there's no worries. Cepeda's an extreme pull hitter, so we're going to shift left for him. Normal outfield. Okay, Veal, let's do it. Cepeda's up, and he deals, pops out, and Mantle moves over and makes the play in foul territory. We get out of the inning, the third, and it's a 2-1 ball game going to the bottom of the third. George Altman is up. And George hits the ball deep to right, and that's gone. Our first home run of the series. George Altman hits it 382 feet, and the Yankees are up 3-1. George is becoming a Yankee legend. He was never a Yankee in real life, but for us, he's becoming a legend. Here's Greg Nettles. George is 2 for 2 this game. He's hitting .615 for the series. Here's Nettles. And Nettles swings, hits the ball to Grote, and he's thrown out. That's 1 out. Up comes Trish. And Trish hits the ball high to center field. In comes Hart, and he makes the play. Walter James is up. Walter had a double. And he hits the ball hard to left, but Cepeda's right there. So that ends the Yankees' third, but not before Altman, George Altman, Big George, hits a home run. Veal is facing Blefary. We're going to pitch the contact again. 53 pitches thrown so far. He deals, and Blefary puts it to center, and in comes Reggie, but not soon enough. So it's going to be a single to center. He's on first with Dietz up. We'll pitch normally to Dietz here. He's a pull hitter, so we'll move to the left. Well, no, not that far. Just weak left. Veal deals. That's a fly ball to right, and that's an out. Alou makes the catch. And Davenport is up with 1 out. There's a commercial incoming. So we're going to stop right here and run this commercial. And then we'll come back and see if Ville can get out of this inning. Okay, guys. Incoming. You've got to run this many commercials if you're going to stay away from the pre-rolls, which I'd rather stay away from. If I could, I just figured out how to do this. So Ville's at 60 pitches. Three walks. Looks like you could probably go 80 or so. 90. I'll probably push him to 100 if I can, because I just don't trust anybody in my bullpen. It's a little crazy making it this far with this bad a bullpen to be in the World Series. Usually have a little bit more stability than this. Hi guys, I think you're back now. We will continue. Ville against Davenport. 1 out. He's a normal hitter, so I'm just going to play straight away. Ville deals, full count, and that ball's hit high in the air to center field, and Jackson has to run to his left, but he makes the catch. They tried it to get the guy at first because I guess he was running on the full pit on the on the full count, but he gets back safely. Though Jackson and I think it was Jackson and maybe it was Altman, both had assists in game 2 from the outfield, which was kind of nice. Though it did not lead to otherwise our defense was pretty bad, so it wasn't that great. Anyway, put on the light. Put on the light. Okay, here's Ville against Grote. I'm going to have pitch to contact. I'm not really afraid of his... oh, geez, maybe I should have been... Is that a foul? Please let that be a foul. Yes, that's a foul. Okay, I'm still going to pitch to contact. And Grote hits it to right. That's going to land for a single. That's going to put runners in first and third with 2 out. The pitcher is up. I'm going to pitch to contact again. We have to get... Yeah, he grounds out to Trish, and that is that. Okay. Whew. I don't know how much. I think he's only going to make it through 5. He's leading off. We'll let Ville bat. And he swings and misses. That brings up Ed Charles. Ed Charles puts a ball deep to left. Is it going to curl into the corner? And it does for a home run. Ed Charles coming through. He only hit the ball 334, but that was good enough right in that corner spot. And he gets a homer, and the Yankees are up 4-1. We put up picket fences. 1-1-1-1. Matty Alou facing Bittering. And Alou is 0 for 1 for the game. And he swings, hits the ball to center. In comes Hart, and he makes the play. That brings up Mickey Mantle. Mickey with 2 outs, nobody on. And Mantle hits the ball on a full count to center field. Back goes Hart, and he makes the play in deep right center. Okay. Ville is facing Alcaraz. I'm going to pitch the contact. And he hits the ball to Nettles. Nettles drops the ball. I think it's an infield hit anyway, or is it? It's an error. Oh boy. Well, that's not what we wanted, is it? I guess we better start warming up somebody. Like I said, Timmerman is probably going to pitch the next game in San Francisco. So I'm going to get Bob Friend up. So hopefully he can get us through some time here. Right now we're going to pitch away to McCovey, who doesn't pull the ball. He's pretty neutral. So let's see what happens there. Swings, pops it up on the infield, overcomes Ed Charles. He makes the play. That's one out. Hart is now up. He's a pull hitter, so we will shift left. Normal. Bill deals, strikes him out on a ball on the corner, outside corner. Look at that pitch. 4. Fastball. Fastball at 90. Beat him. Oh no, it was actually more over the plate. Okay. We will take it. 80 pitches in. Let's see what Ville does against Orlando Cepeda. And Cepeda is a very dangerous man. Very dangerous. And he hits the ball to right and over moves Lou, and he makes the catch. Pretty happy about that one. Reggie Jackson is up to lead off the 5th. And Reggie walks. Hey, Brent. We won game 3, which we had to do, and it came down to the final inning. We got off to an easy lead. Well, you saw it. You saw the beginning of it. We got off to a 5-0 lead, and then of course the bullpen blew up and gave up 4 runs, and then we just managed to get out of it in the 9th. So yeah, we managed to move it to game 4. And now we're up 4-1. So we're just waiting for the bullpen to blow this one. Here's Big George Altman. Big George is having a great series. He's hitting .615 with 6 RBIs, 1 home run. And he hit the home run today. And Jackson gets picked off first. Reggie is a rookie, so we'll have to accept that. Though in this kind of game, boy, you don't like seeing that. That hurts. Altman gets a single at first. He's on first. Up comes Greg Nettles. Nettles is also a rookie. He made an error last inning, which we're not happy about that. He pops this out to right field, gentle fly out, and LaFerry Clank makes the play. I'm still waiting for Clank to make an error out there. Here's Trish with 2 outs, and Trish hits the ball hard to right. It's going deep. Hart streaming over, and the ball's gone. I thought he was going to catch it for a second. Hart was moving so fast. Big home run for Tom Trish. 418 feet to right center. And the Yankees go up 6-1. That makes me feel a lot better. Dick Stigman comes in. The lefty faced the lefty. James is a good defensive catcher, so we're not going to do any tricky things here like pinch hit for him. And deals, ground out to second, and that ends the inning, but not before Tom Trish comes through with a big home run to make the game 6-1. Ville is still out there. Friend is ready. Ville's at 83 pitches, which is a lot for his 45 stamina. He's going to pitch to contact, try to get through a little bit more. Blefary hits, grounds out to Ville. He throws him out at first. Up comes Dietz. Will still be pitching to contact. Keep the pitch count, try to keep it down. And ball 4, which is really not a good sign, I would assume. Maybe it's time to bring in... Friend. He's at 94. You're telling him to pitch to contact and he still walks the guy. Yeah, I think we'll bring in Friend. We'll do a double switch. we'll take out James. We've got a good defensive catcher in Frank, too. So Friend will come in to the 8th spot to pitch, and Frank will take the 9th spot and catch. Okay. Friend against Davenport. Let's see how this goes. Straightaway hitter, so we're going to play straightaway. They're stealing. They make it. Friend does not hold guys on well, 35, so that's a problem. But, not what we're really worried about. We're worried about the guy at the plate. And he hits the ball, towering shot to right, but it's, shallow. In moves Alou, and he makes the play. 2 down. Dick Grote is up, and he will hit the ball up the middle. We do not need Dick Grote making hits. This is just not good. You cannot be beat by the guys at the bottom of their lineup. Well, I shouldn't say cannot. Obviously, we are. So it's not a cannot. You shouldn't, but there you go. Anyway, Stigman is up, and they're going to have him bat. That's interesting. I don't think I would have done that, but they're down by 4. Maybe they don't have much trust in a lot of their bullpen either. Hits the ball to Trish, and Trish throws him out at second. So 6-2. Fernandez is up against Stigman, who's thrown 6 pitches. So, okay, he hasn't been used very much yet. And that's a strikeout. Strikes out Frank. Here's Ed Charles. He's had a pretty good series. Ed hits it down the line. There's my dinner bell, but I'm going to finish this game. And Ed is on first. Stigman does not hold as well. I think we're going to get some stolen base action going here. We're going to try to steal. And he runs, and he does not get a jump, and that's the first strike. So now we'll hit away, and we hit the ball sharply to right, and that's going to land in front of Clank. And Charles is going to go first to third, and that's going to put runners, yes, at first and third. And guess who's up? Mickey Mantle. Mickey's hot. He's got 2 RBIs already. Let's see if he can drive in another. 2-2 count, and Mickey hits it fly ball to center. Will it be deep enough? Charles is fast. Hart throws it in, and he's going to be safe, I think. Yes, he is safe. And Mantle drives in another run. That gives Mantle 7 RBIs on the series, which ties Cepeda's 7 for the series lead. Reggie is up, Alou's on first. Reggie dealing against the lefty, and he's going to walk. That puts runners on first and second for George. Big George Altman, 3 for 3. And George rips the ball to center. George just keeps on hitting. The runner's going to come around from second, I believe, to score. And yes, he does. Alou slides in, and it's an 8-2 game. Maybe even our bullpen can hold this. Maybe I shouldn't have said that, but I did say it. Here's Nettles. That gave Altman a 4 for 4 day, and he also has 7 RBIs. And Nettles hits the ball deep to right center, but that, I think Hart's tracking it, and he does. And that is that. We go to the top of the 7th. Bob Friend is out there. We might warm up Al Downing for later if we get to that. Friend pitches. That's a hit to right. Alvarez gets on. Here comes Willie McCovey. Full count. And McCovey walks, which Friend has a 70 control. So how he's walking these guys, I don't know. Okay, 2 on. Downing is ready, but I'm not going to bring him up against right-hander. Friend pitches. He gets him to the ground to second. Ed Charles turns the double play to Trish to Mantle. And that is huge. Kind of ends the threat a little bit. We're 2 outs now. Runner on third with Cepeda up. And Trish is going to get another one. And he throws him out at first. And Bob Friend does well getting out of a jam there when he put on 2 with nobody out. Stigman facing Trish. And Trish hits the ball to Grote, and Grote throws him out. Up comes Bob Friend. You know what? He's pitching okay. We're going to let him go. And he strikes out. That brings up Frank Fernandez. Frank hits it to shortstop. Grote, who's been busy over there, throws him out at first. Both shortstops have been playing excellent baseball and have made a lot of nice plays. Here is Blefary. Friend is at 22 pitches, so he can probably finish this out if he doesn't allow too many runners. He allows the single to center. Reggie probably could have played that a little bit better. Here's Friend against Dietz, and ball gets away, but not long enough to advance. And Dietz hits it to Nettles, and Nettles is going to turn the 5-4-3 double play. The Yankees suddenly defense has gotten a lot of double plays here at the very towards the end. Friend has been pitching well here in relief, getting ground balls that get him out of jams. And the Yankees, that ends the 8th. We're still moving here, folks. This is looking good right now for the Yankees to tie this series at 2. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Charles will lead it off. And Charles rips the ball to left. That's going to get down in the corner. He's going to lead off with a double. So maybe we can add some more here. Make the bullpen's job easy. Alou is up. Alou is 1 for 3. We'll let him hit. He strikes out, which is very rare. 2 very rare things have happened with Alou today. He walked and he struck out. Mantle is up with a man on second. He's 1 for 2 today with 3 RBIs. He has 7 for the series. And he strikes out. Okay. Ronald Venable is in pitching for the. I missed that somewhere. Oh, that was he just came in to pitch. I think he's usually a starter for them. Yes, he's 12-7 on the season, 179 innings pitched. He's got great stuff. A little problem with movement and control though. And here's Reggie with 2 outs. Let's see what Reggie does. And Reggie hits the ball to first, and he's just going to be a ground out to first. Reggie's not had a, he's had an okay series, but he's not had a defining series like we know Reggie can do. I think with that, I think it's time to make some changes defensively here. We're in the 9th. I think Mantle's going to come out of the game. Oak will come into play first. And we will let Shetrone come in for Alou. Wait a minute. We'll take Alou out. Let Shetrone come in. And he'll play center. And Reggie will play right. Let's see. There we go. We'll go with that lineup. And Friend will try to finish this off. I don't see any reason not to. He deals. And the ball's hit to center field. Shetrone, who just came in defensively, moves over and makes the play. Grote is out. That brings up Dave May as a pinch hitter, 4 for 15. He's going to get a hit, it looks like, in front of Altman. Maybe I should have brought in another defensive outfielder there. May is on first. Alcaraz is up. Guess we better get up Al Downing. Let's hope that Friend can finish this, though. Oh, boy. That ball's hit deep to center field. Hits off the top of the wall in center field. That ball was hit 470 feet in the air. I mean, that's insane. I think we better go out and talk to Friend. He says that he's not laboring at all. But I think I'm going to bring in the lefty to face. We're going to go with Downing and bring in him to face McCovey. And yeah, he can just. Well, we might as well use this opportunity to get another better defensive player in. We'll take Reggie out. Downing will come into pitch, and we'll bring in Hinton to play left and move George to right. Wow, we've gotten people moving in the outfield all over the place, but there we go. Hinton's a pretty good left fielder, as you can see out there. So we're facing McCovey. Let's see what Al Downing can do. Downing pitches the ball high to left field. Hinton moves in. He makes the play. The runner's going to score from third, but we get the second out of the inning in the ninth, which is what we really wanted. Now we've got Jim Ray Hart up. Downing is going to pitch to him, and hopefully this will tie the series at 2. And he pops it up, and Trish moves in, and that does it. And the Yankees come back with 2 wins at home to tie the series at 2. Because of a mistake by me, this series is going to move to back to Cleveland, back to San Francisco, and then back to New York, and then back to San Francisco if it goes 7. So we're going to be traveling a lot, and with no days off. Yes, we're playing basketball. Basketball does have days off. Anyway, it's a messed up series, but it's interesting. So that's the way we're going to have to handle it. Alcaraz had 3 hits. Bluffrey had 2 hits. Grote had 2 hits. Charles, 4 for 4 with 3 runs scored. What a nice game for him. Mantle drove in 3 on 1 hit. Big George Altman, 4 for 4 with 2 runs scored, 2 RBIs. Trish drove in 2. We had home runs from Altman, Charles, and Trish. Veal came in when we needed him, threw 94 pitches, stretching himself there pretty well. 5 innings, 2 runs. Bob Friend had 3 innings, only gave up 1 run. That was great from him. And Downing managed to get the job done. So our pitching was actually pretty decent this game. That's going to do it. From here, we are going to leave. We're going to finish the day. And as you can see, we're going to be on the road in San Francisco immediately. Pizarro is Pizarro going to come back slightly tired on 3 days rest? They're going to use Frank Brett, who is a interesting choice by them. I don't know whether they really want to do this. This might be a little bit from the non-rest, which is too bad. Well, we'll find out about that later. Let's, like I said, we're going to call this a day. We'll look over this again. It's 2-2 here, as you can see from these scores. Okay, we've been on the air for a while. I'm going to call it and a wrap here. And do we want to raid? There's only 11 of us, which let me see who's on. Let's go back to the... Who's on, folks? Who is on? Why can't I see this? Okay. PBE is on, so I guess we could go see him. Or them with their series. Do you want to do that? We will do that. Let's go raid. We could raid the commish, or we could raid I Rock This. Any votes from any of you guys, if you're still around? If not, I'm going to go with where's the damn... I don't see it. Anyway, I need to get to the raid. I guess I can do it this way. No. Where's my damn button? Oh boy, sorry folks. Maybe we shouldn't worry about raiding. Activity feed, edit stream, chat, quick actions. That's what I want. Okay, we will do a raid, and we're gonna go to PB. Didn't I say PBE? Why am I so dumb? Does anybody know who we're gonna raid? I don't, clearly. I don't know why. PBE Sim. That's what I thought. PBE Sim. Okay, here we go. Join the raid, guys. I will see you tomorrow, and we will see how they do against the Marlins against the Mets, and how the Yankees do in this tension-filled '68 World Series. See you guys later. We're raiding.